Welcome back to Hot Flash Happy Hour. I'm Tori.
And I'm Kat. And today we're jumping into a metaphorical time machine to explore menopause through the ages, how women were treated, what they believed, and how we got from being seen as a wise woman to hysterical patients.
Yes, everything's always blamed on men. But before that, let's have a bit of a catch up. We've moved our podcast episodes to monthly as life was just getting a bit too hectic. Trying to build a business, work normal jobs, and do all the other things us women do. Yes, women can do it all, but we shouldn't burn ourselves out trying to do so. I've been guilty of that in the past, but I'm just not willing to do that anymore. So how have you been, Kat?
Yeah, been good. As you said, we're being busy.
Well, yes,
Flat out,
very.
trying to fit this in. Having a great catch up on our weekly sessions for our Becoming Her workshop, which has been really good. Busy with the kids and just general life stuff.
Yeah, I think it's like trying to think about what I've done in the last month has been a bit tricky. I'm like, it's just been such a whirlwind and so busy, but it's been good. Like doing the course has been great. Really been enjoying doing that, even though it's been a bit hectic, but it's good. I'm actually now in the last week of my fitness challenge.
Yay.
Which has actually been good. I really do. It has helped me a lot. I feel a lot better within my body and just more energy. Looking forward to eating a bit of junk food though, but not lots, just a little bit. I'm just busy with just life, and I've got dance concert coming up, which is always that time of year when I go, why am I doing this to myself? I don't enjoy being on stage, but there you go. I do it anyway. And next week, I'm actually going out to Cobar, the old mining town way out west. Just going out there, putting my real estate hat back on because an old boss called me up and wants me to go out and train some staff, and he's paying me a reasonable amount. He's paying me a reasonable amount of money to do it. So I thought, just even though I'm busy as all hell, but couldn't say no. So that's a little bit of catch up on us and where we're at.
Oh, that's good. It's exciting.
It is. I don't know if I call it exciting, but it's something different. I enjoy road trips, so I'm looking forward to the drive actually. I'm also looking forward to just like at the end of the workday, going back to a hotel room and just chilling out.
Doing nothing.
Like my husband's always going, he hates going away because I get bored. I'm like, oh my God, I would love it. I would just relax, I don't have to do anything. I don't have to do housework or worry about whatever and have someone come and tell me 50 million things. Just chill. So well, besides the night that we record the course, but that's okay.
All right, so getting started, segment 1, we're going to talk about the ancient times when women were wise. So let's start way back, ancient Egypt, Greece and Rome. Did you know that the Egyptian women actually used herbal remedies to attempt to balance their hormones thousands of years ago? Older women were midwives, healers, and actually respected elders.
In a lot of ancient societies, old women were seen as wise. Menopause wasn't something to fix. It was a natural transition into a new phase of power. In many Indigenous and traditional cultures, once a woman stopped menstruating, she gained status. She was considered wise, powerful, and spiritually connected. I like that.
Yeah, I love that. Imagine being celebrated for your life experience instead of shame for your chin hairs.
Would be damn chin hairs. God, you pluck them out, they're there again the next day. So what? Anyway, meanwhile, in ancient Greece, things were a bit different. They didn't really understand women's bodies. Sounds familiar. I mean, not that anyone ever really does, apparently. Aristotle wrote about menopause, so they knew about it, but they just saw it as women were drying up. They thought menopause made women dry and sad. Their words.
Charming.
Lovely. Well, because the women were more considered, they were praised for their fertility and that kind of thing. So once they couldn't do that anymore, it's like, oh, well,
you're all dried, like a dried up brain.
Yeah.
Back in ancient China, menopause was understood through the lens of traditional Chinese medicine as a natural life transition, and it was linked to the decline of Tian Gui and kidney energy, affecting the balance of yin and yang. It wasn't negative, it was just a shift towards wisdom and calm. Herbal medicine and acupuncture focused on actually rebalancing the body.
Yeah, I do. That's like a much nicer approach. That seems more like my kind of thing, doing that. So, yeah, it's a kind of mindset shift we need. You're not broken, but you're evolving,
Yeah.
which is how it should be.
Yeah.
I like that.
And then the Middle Ages, from wise women to actual witches.
Yeah.
So moving on to the medieval times, this is when things got, well, darker, I guess.
Yes, women who had knowledge about herbs, healing, or nature were suddenly seen as suspicious. If you were outspoken, unmarried, or didn't fit the mould, well, you might get labelled a witch.
So basically, if you're a woman over 40 with opinions, you're in trouble.
Yeah,
In
definitely.
trouble.
I think just women in general, actually, like they just, anything that if women didn't fit the mould, they're a witch. Menopause symptoms like night sweats, mood swings, or even herbal knowledge were seen as unnatural. It was a perfect storm of patriarchy and fear. Also, they didn't know about perimenopause. They knew that they wanted to stop getting a period and could not produce anymore.
So let me get this straight. In ancient times, we were goddesses. In medieval times, we were witches. I feel like that tracks, but here's the tragic thing. This shift in thinking actually erased centuries of female wisdom.
Yes. Well, it is what was called the Dark Ages because they did lose a lot of wisdom around that time. So we lost not just knowledge, but connection. The idea that older women were valuable teachers. And that's part of why even now women are reclaiming that wise woman identity.
I love that name, the wise woman.
Yes.
Then we've got the Victorian era. So that was when science actually got it wrong.
Yes. That's the kind of
We'll help them sort it.
So, fast forward to around the 1800s. Welcome to corsets, fainting couches, and female hysteria.
God, fainting couches.
Oh, those fainting couches. They had fainting couches. Women were fainting not from hysteria, it's because they couldn't breathe from the corsets. But no, they were just, hysterical women who had to faint all the time. Like, give them some oxygen.
So welcome to the era when everything wrong with a woman was blamed on her uterus. By the 1800s, science was getting more formal, but not necessarily more accurate. That's when it came to, when it came to women, it was just not necessarily.
No.
Not necessarily.
I've read some, I remember actually when I was pregnant with my second one, and then my husband brought me home a book that he'd gotten from his cave library that was about, I think it was something to do with like labour through the ages or something like that. I don't know. But they even used to like break their pelvises to help the baby come out. And I'm like, why? Could you imagine?
Yeah.
Try to just giving birth and then you've got to get over a broken pelvis. No. But anyway, so menopause was actually described in medical journals as a nervous disorder or a disease of the mind. Doctors believe the uterus controlled a woman's emotions, and when it stopped functioning, her sanity declined. I wonder why. Oh, yeah, I know.
Basically, if you're hot, moody, or tired, congratulations, you're insane.
Yeah. And I feel like that kind of stigma's stuck around a bit. Really.
It's getting better, but
the treatments were horrifying. Cold baths, sedatives, leeches, even isolation. There's an actual record of doctors prescribing marital relations as therapy because they thought it was like a lack of sex or something, but they were,
I'd take a hot flush over a leech any day. I can't do leeches. Which is nice.
Yeah, it's funny, but also infuriating. Women were pathological. I cannot blah, 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 blah. Apologise just for being women. Oh, use your words.
And all this while they were wearing corsets and 12 layers of clothing. Talk about hot flush hell.
Oh, God, yeah, could you imagine? Imagine, like, just any of just anything women-wise, even periods, whatever, just the hot flush in a corset with all the layers and you had to be all prim and proper and, ugh.
I don't think I would do well back then.
I don't think I would have either. I would not cope.
So then we go to the 20th century. Pills, promises and progress.
Yes. Sort of. Kind of. So then it came to the 1950s when menopause became something to medicate. Doctors started calling it hormone deficiency and hormone replacement therapy was born.
So basically they decided menopause was a problem to fix instead of a natural phase because obviously the female body must be defective if it stops doing what men expect.
Yeah, and for decades that was a narrative until research started catching up. It wasn't exactly about health. It was about keeping women looking and acting how society wanted.
Wasn't until much later that the conversation started shifting. Women began to speak up and say, actually, we don't need fixing, we need understanding.
Yes, it's still early days, but finally moving. We're seeing new research into how hormones affect brain health, heart health, and even dementia risks, things that we ignored for decades.
I love that women are actually reclaiming it now. We're talking about it, we're sharing stories, and we're laughing through it all together and crying through it all together.
And crying through it all
Yeah.
together, and sometimes screaming, or, you know, just getting back to, though, the hormone thing and seeing it as a hormone deficiency. Well, yes, it is.
Yeah.
But, and look, hormone replacement therapy is definitely needed for some people. Some people, that's, you know, it's the same as like people who have endometriosis or other issues where, you know, sometimes, yes, they need medication like the pill or whatever to help.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they definitely have a place, but it's not like not everyone needs to do that.
No.
Because it is a natural phase, and there are other more natural ways that we can also do it. But nothing wrong with HRT if that's what you really need. Like
But it's also getting down to the blood tests and that. I know, you know, they can, when you find a GP outside the box or a functional GP, they'll test for other things because it's not just one problem. It can bring up a number of problems.
Yeah, because that's right. It's not just a hormone deficiency. There's a whole bunch of other things that come into play with going through the menopause transition. And for some people it's nice and easy. For others it's not. You just don't know which. It's a bit like a lottery. You don't know what you get if it. That's right. Yeah. I think that's part of the problem with the medical world. They like to be able to just have, you know, things in boxes, and that's in that box so we can fix that. And when things are outside the box, which is pretty much how women's bodies are, that's when it, you know, it just gets really tricky.
Just ask around, try and find yourself a good GP that thinks outside the box or more than just one issue.
Yep, definitely.
So going around the world, there's different cultures, different views. This part's actually quite fascinating because not every culture sees menopause negatively.
No. So in Japan, for example, the word menopause is konenki. I hope I pronounced that properly. It means renewal years. Doesn't that sound lovely? So it's viewed as a time for reflection, balance, and new beginnings. Many women report fewer symptoms there because simply it's not treated as being something shameful or stressful.
That's a nice change. Actually, in some Indigenous Australian and African communities, postmenopausal women actually gain status. They become leaders and advisors because they've literally seen it all. Imagine that.
Yeah, it's like the promotion.
It's a different thought.
Imagine if our society valued that wisdom instead of telling us we are past our prime.
Yeah.
But in the Western world, we've had this obsession with youth and anti-aging. We treat menopause like a failure instead of an evolution.
Well, that's what's changing now. Women are done being quiet, so there's so many more women speaking up, and you know, you just see so much more about it now in social media.
And I was going to say too, with that the wise women and things. So humans are one of the few mammals that actually go through menopause. Because not all animals do.
Yeah.
And I think it's elephants and whales, and you know, there's a few others and the reason for it is that the exact reason, so that then they can become the matriarchs.
Yeah.
And they pass on the learning and the knowledge to the younger ones. That's kind of the whole point of it. Like, you know, we get to a point where we're not having the children anymore, but we've got all the knowledge, and you know, we're not being held back by falling pregnant and having babies. I mean, obviously today we have medical things that we can do to stop that as well, but obviously biologically that was kind of, you know, why we actually go through menopause.
Yeah. I think the good thing too is with it out there so much, whether it's social media or on TV or whatever, is that the male, you know, the partners and that, I think, are actually starting to see too that, you know, you're not just going mad or insane.
Yeah.
There's actually more behind it and has previously been spoken or mentioned about. So the more that they can be educated too, it helps.
Yeah. Which actually brings us to the modern reframe. And so here we are, modern day. We've gone from goddesses to witches to hysterical women, and finally to women reclaiming their power.
And this is actually a pivotal moment in history for it. We're really the first generation that's truly cracking this conversation open, and, you know, everyone's seeing so much more about it, like you said.
Yeah. Yes, we are seeing the Gen X women, the women who grew up on pop culture and feminism and learned to question the status quo, saying, enough with silence. We're calling out the lack of research and the gaslighting. I mean, what would society do without us Gen Xers? You know, we're meant to be the forgotten ones, but we're the first ones to speak up about most things.
Yep.
You know, I mean, you can all have your infighting with other generations, but we're here doing the stuff. And you know what? All of you younger ones, you would not have the technology that you used all the time if it wasn't for us Gen Xers. So be grateful.
That's true. Previous generations often suffered in silence, but now thanks to the platforms like this and social media and Gen Xers, we're seeing a radical push for openness and advocacy. We are the first generation to really leverage the internet to share symptoms, compare notes, and demand better care en masse.
Yeah,
which is quite exciting.
And the biggest difference is we're replacing shame with shared experience. We're demanding better education in medical schools and better support in the workplace.
We've really come full circle, hey, back to being the wise woman or the wise women, like group, because there's so many, you know, but now with Wi-Fi and wine.
Yes. Give me that over corsets any day. That's a perfect combo. I think that's the point, though. We can learn from history. We also get to write the next chapter. One where menopause is understood, supported, and maybe even celebrated.
And more research. The more research, the better. We need to stop treating women's health as a niche issue.
Absolutely, because the more we understand, the more empowered we are. We get to decide how this chapter looks, not society, not marketing, not the patriarchy.
We've gone from goddesses to witches to crazy ladies, and now we're coming full circle as wise women again.
Yes. So here's to every woman who's ever been told she's too much, too moody, or too old. Turns out we were just ahead of our time.
Here's to the hot, wise, hilarious women rewriting history one flush at a time. Love it.
Oh, me too. Actually, in speaking about all of that and wanting things and talking about things more, how have you been going, Kat? Because in the last episode, you're having your bad brain fog and not motivated and just not feeling great.
Well, it's actually a bit better at the moment. The brain fog is clearing much better. And I think because for some reason, I'm getting a better sleep. So I did stop I've stopped the tablets that I was on because I don't know. I just wanted to try it without it. I'm still using a gel that I've got. So whether going back on that has helped, I think that's a little bit, but also getting the sleep, having a bit better sleep is helping as well. So, but the eating of it is weird. One day I can eat something, I can eat it the next day, and I feel like I blow up like a balloon. It's just, it's ridiculous. So,
yeah.
All in all, it's good. It's still obviously a work in progress.
Yes.
But yeah.
As it is.
The fog feels much better.
Yeah.
The getting into things is better with less procrastination, I think.
Yeah.
Because that's all part of it.
I've noticed that. I feel like you're I think you got your mojo back.
Slowly back on track.
Yes, getting your mojo back. You seem to be a bit more.
I think when you sit in the brain fog, it's hard. You do procrastinate because you're just like, I don't even know what I'm doing, why I'm doing it.
Yeah.
But once that lifts, it's much better.
Well, because you can literally can't concentrate or form words sometimes, or you just it is just the brain fog is not fun.
No. I mean, watch this space, next podcast, it could be back to health.
Or maybe it would be me. Who knows? Like it could be, hey, look, we said can't we be in sync? We're kind of in sync at the moment.
Yes.
We're kind of both, in a good better than last time. And for me, like I said at the beginning, I'm definitely feeling way better. Other than just for me right now, the only time I'm getting like brain fog or can't think is just because we're doing so much.
Yeah.
And some days I don't know if I'm Martha or where I might have to, too many hats at the moment, but that's not forever. That's now, sometimes you've got to choose your hard. This is the hard, but to hopefully get to the bigger and better things that won't be so full on and hard. But some days I'm waking up and I'm like, hang on, what's today? Where do I have to be today? I'm so worried I'm going to wake up one day and get the day wrong and turn up at the wrong place. Turn up the wrong job,
just well, that's all right. If you do, you just come here and we'll just sit in our office with a view.
We'll sit out on the deck and enjoy
Love
the
it.
view and have a wine. Because as of this weekend, I'm going to have a wine again. Although, to be fair, I have actually, I say cheated. It's not cheating, right? Because
It's just living life.
Living life, that's
Yeah.
right. So I actually, even though this 8-week challenge is, they recommend not drinking any alcohol and, and all the rest, because we have had some things on, like we had, had my daughter's birthday, we've had a couple of, had my wedding anniversary, actually. That's right, that was something I did. I have a wedding anniversary. And actually for that, a very lovely family member actually shouted my husband and I to this amazing restaurant. And so we got to have a really beautiful, awesome meal with, really excellent, amazing table service. They you get up to go to the toilet and they come and pick up your napkin and fold it back up and that kind of thing. So of course I had to have a few drinks there, right? So I'm not being super ridiculously strict on this because it was more for me. It was more about, because there is a competition in this. It wasn't about winning the competition. It was about just getting back on track with my eating and my health and feeling good because I was just really feeling yuck and fatigued and achy and bleh.
Yeah.
And now I'm feeling good. And, and the thing is too, though, like when I have then had a drink, I really do only want to have one, maybe two. And I'm like, no, that's enough. I don't feel the need to have any more. And that's good. That's kind of where I wanted to be at with that. So... yeah. So that's been good. Oh, that's really good. It is.
So if you enjoyed today's episode, follow us wherever you listen to podcasts and share it with your favourite wise woman. It's a short podcast today, so just a little history on about it all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We just don't know why. Like we said before, sometimes they'll be long, sometimes they'll be short and sweet. Today's is a bit short and sweet, and that's all right. But our next one probably will be a bit longer because we're having a special guest. We're actually going to be interviewing our wonderful friend Tracy, and she's going to share her experience of menopause and actually depression brought on by menopause. So that one will be a little bit more in-depth and
Q&A,
a bit more raw and honest, but I think that's what we need sometimes too. So,
struggling with depression.
Yeah,
at all.
That's right.
And everyone's different, so it's good to get other people's perspective on it as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So until then, though, please follow us in our podcast, share it with your friends. You can follow us on Facebook and Insta, Inspired Actions Co. You can go onto our website, inspiredactionsco.com, and check out all our stuff and information about our courses. We're actually going to be the course we're just doing, which is wrapping up soon.
Yep.
We're actually going to be running another one very soon, but there'll be more details about that coming in the next few weeks.
And starting to share some more self-paced courses as well for people to do in their own time, which will be really exciting.
Yeah, for sure. Yep. But until then, enjoy life.
Take care. Bye for now.
Bye.